Today's story is from r/entitledparents by the user CrazyCake77, and the story's title is Happy 4th of July to you too, you selfish B-word. My husband's entitled mom is absolutely notorious for doing these things in this order. Constantly criticize and guilt trip us about not visiting enough. Ask us to appear at her house on a certain day. We call and text that day before leaving our house to confirm arrangements. She says yes. We drive the hour to her house. We arrive and she's not there. Yes, at the appointed time. We are expected to wait for her to get home. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes she never comes back at all. During this interlude in passive-aggressive hell, sometimes she responds to us on her cell phone. Often she doesn't, and my husband wastes half his day off waiting in her empty house. Sometimes she eventually comes back. Sometimes she does not. After experiencing this a few times with my husband, I now give her 20 minutes. Then we leave. Several hours later, when she finally arrives home and does not see us waiting patiently, she starts texting angrily about why weren't you there and why didn't you call me. We were there, we did call her. She sends passive-aggressive texts for the next 4 to 10 days. Absolutely infuriated that we did not spend all day waiting for her. There is a variation of this where she says she's coming to my house. It's usually her idea because I know she's about as reliable as a dead cat. In that version, we clear one of the husband's days off for her. We miss out on other things we'd rather do. We cook food to feed her dinner. We clean the house and stress all day instead of relaxing. And then she either doesn't show up at all, cancels just before she was supposed to arrive, or sends a string of texts or calls, lots of texts and calls, about how her life is hard and she's busy doing things and okay, she guesses she's not coming. She does this on my son's and husband's birthdays. She does it at the holidays. She does it on summer weekends where we all could have been doing something else. So, okay, I guess I'm partly to blame for what happened yesterday, July 4th, because I know what she's like. And in all the busy of the weekend of the 4th, we made it to fireworks, a barbecue, and 2 different birthday parties. I forgot to have a backup plan in case Grandma bailed on our plans. More fool me. To fit her into our crammed weekend, we cut out some much needed quiet family time naps at our house before we went to the fireworks at 10. We had been planning this with her all week. Husband texted to confirm before leaving our house an hour away. She said yes. We arrived and guess what? The B-word isn't there. She decided to go out on her boat instead. It was 90 plus degrees. It's 6 p.m. and we've got 4 hours to kill before fireworks. We can't wait in the heat. And I am not going to wait all day in her house with my son, who is being blown off by his grandma yet again, and who didn't get a 4th last year because COVID. We don't have enough gas or gas money to drive home, sleep till fireworks time and drive back. So I took him swimming. I had to buy shorts for both us to swim in because we had on nice clothes for Grandma's dinner she was supposed to have us over for. Thank God Walmart is cheap. It was too hot not to swim. So we are splashing around and actually having a great time, and about 3 hours later the frenetic texts and calls began. She was furious because why didn't you call me, and why didn't you answer my text, and are you coming over to eat or not? I made husband turn his phone off, and we ate McDonald's for dinner and went to a complete different spot to watch fireworks than we usually do. It was on the river and the sunset over the water was absolutely beautiful, and we had tons of fun giving each other silly internet quizzes. Great memories for my son, and that's what really matters, not his super selfish grandma. It to add, wow, thanks so much for all the replies and support, feeling loads better.